Hey guys, Diana here from Garden Love. If you guys are not familiar with me, I have a channel that's all about growing your own fruits and vegetables. I would highly recommend you guys go check it out. So when I purchased this property, I was actually struggling trying to figure out where to put my raised beds. As you guys know, I mentioned in previous videos that I wanted to put a raised bed. I just wasn't sure exactly where. I have some flat areas back there and some flat areas back there, but it just was not close enough to my house. What I was left with was basically this hillside, which is actually the perfect view from my kitchen. And I thought this would be ideal for me to grow my vegetable garden and my fruit trees, because I could just walk outside of the kitchen and walk up here and grab some vegetables as I need them. However, I was stopped in my tracks because I realized, how in the world am I going to be able to do some raised beds here, considering that this is as hard as rocks? You guys have seen me try to dig a hole to put a tree on the other hill. It's just nearly impossible. And I was left with maybe doing some terrace, but I would need heavy equipment for that, and it would be much more expensive than to do raised beds. Doing raised beds would be also hard to do in here, because I would have to cut into the ground to be able to level out my raised beds. And then I got left with the railroad ties, and I was a little bit concerned about that, because as you guys know, I try to grow everything organic, and I was concerned because some of those have chemicals and I didn't want that to be released into my vegetables and fruit trees. So that left me really with no options. Like I mentioned, raised beds, it would be another task, and it would be expensive, especially with everything happening in the world right now. We don't, the wood that we actually purchase, all the lumber has double or triple in price. So if I was going to do raised beds, that was going to be a pretty penny that I wasn't prepared to spend, especially after the move. So I found this product called Dirt Locker after doing a lot of research. You guys know I've came to you guys for help. I wasn't sure what to do or where to do it at. All of you guys gave me amazing feedback, which I'm very thankful for. But after doing research, I found this product called Dirt Locker. If you guys haven't visited their channel, I highly suggest that you guys go check their channel and see what they have going on. They are using this product that's basically like interlink plastic rings that creates this huge web that's especially for slopes like this, and it creates like these little raised beds that you can grow vegetables, anything you want. If you just want to do a pollinating garden, you can do it. If you want to grow fruit trees, you can do it. If you want to grow vegetables, you can do it. And it's so much more affordable than all the other products out there. So let's go ahead and get it done and transform this amazing hillside. Well, it's not amazing yet, but let's transform this into an amazing edible pollinating garden. So I'm so excited to show you guys. We are actually building the dirt lockers for this amazing garden that we're building, and we are assembling them today. As you guys can see, it's fairly easy once you get the hang of it. It's just you have your little trick on how you do it. My husband's doing it a different way, I'm doing it a different way, and just once you get the hang of it, you just start doing it one after another in a matter of minutes. As you can see, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 rows, and it's only been a few minutes, and that's what we're doing right now. Once we assemble around 150 dirt lockers into 12 rows, we move them to the base of the hill. Even though there would eventually be 24 rows, we figured 12 rows would be the max that we can lift with only 7 people. I hope you can notice the J-hooks that we put at the top of the hill that's going to help us align the dirt lockers and place them where we want them to go. Once the dirt lockers were set in place in a line, we staked down the top layer of the dirt lockers to ensure they didn't move. So you want to make sure that you put the stake as far down as you can to ensure that these lockers are secure. And as you can see, I just banged the locker, and there's absolutely no damage to the locker. These are heavy duty, completely sturdy, and they are going to last a long time. Once the dirt lockers were aligned, staked down, in position, we were able to continue to add more rows. At first, I thought it would be more complicated to add more dirt lockers once it was set in position, but to my surprise, it was just as easy. All you had to be careful was for your footing once you were up in the hill. With only myself, my husband, a friend, and Mark from Dirt Lockers, we were able to install 450 more dirt lockers, and that would be a total of 600 dirt lockers. The complete install, believe it or not, took us only 4.5 hours. So as you guys can see, we've made it this far. We're at the point where we're installing the soil. We are We invited family and friends. We're very blessed to have them here and that they were able to come and help us. So what we decided to do is create a bridge from the bottom of the hill where the soil was at to the top of the dirt lockers. Everybody came to help. I had family members, even my daughter and niece were helping out. Like I mentioned before, the great thing about the dirt locker project is that so far we have been able to do it ourselves. We haven't had the need to hire any expensive contractors or expensive equipment. Do you guys remember when we first started this project, how difficult it was to climb up and down this hill? As you can see, now you just have to watch your footing and safely climb down this hill with the dirt lockers. It makes it so easy. I do want to point out, because some of you guys might be wondering what happened to the pine needle that we had, the pine tree that we had over here. Well, we decided to move it mainly because it was casting a shadow on a lot of the dirt lockers, and I wanted to make sure that I had those dirt lockers available for me to grow fruits and vegetables, herbs, and everything I decide to grow. Hi friends, I'm so excited that we're at the final stage of the dirt locker project. As you guys can see, all the 600 dirt lockers that we installed are filled with soil. Now we're going to move on to two new things, and that is installing our plants and irrigation. Now we did contact America Design Landscape. We reached out to Francisco and he helped us set up the irrigation. That way I didn't have to worry about hand watering all of these 600 dirt lockers, and we set it up in a way that as we're adding plants, we can just set up the little drip irrigation and we don't have to waste water and the dirt lockers that we're not really planting just yet, because it will take some time for us to install plants here. So I'm so excited, and I want to share with you guys how we installed the irrigation. That's about the only part about this whole project that we contacted a contractor, because I wanted to ensure that the irrigation was set up just right. I did help out with some of it and I got to learn a lot, so I'm very excited about that. And let me show you guys. All right, friends, I wanted to come up here to show you guys where my drip irrigation is going to start from. So Francisco and his crew made a great suggestion. They suggested that we set it up here, and that way gravity can take its course and go to the dirt locker. So there is basically a bow that's going to run down, and from here is going to split all along the dirt lockers, and it has some T's that are going to have some holes interlacing through the dirt lockers. And from there, we're going to set up drip irrigation. And the nice thing about that is that we don't have to set up the drip irrigation until we have an actual plant in there. Now that we set up the irrigation and this hose is weaved through the dirt lockers, whenever I decide to add a plant to a dirt locker, it's going to be as simple as taking a little tiny tool like this, puncturing the holes, taking these little tools, connecting them together, basically adding this little holes. I'm going to weave it through the dirt locker and set up this little staple in here, and that's it. I'm going to put my plant in here, and it's going to be getting some water. Now, if this one I decide not to put anything in it for a minute, then I won't attach a hose to it. And I'm just going to have to continue to add as I go, because it is a big project. It is 600 dirt lockers, and it's going to take 600 plants to put in.